Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Bars and Barbells, your favorite reaction channel. And I'm with Sam, the magnificent
Magnificent.
Samantha.
Oh my God. You can't even say that with a straight face.
Yeah, that was probably my worst introduction thus far.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel.
Well, that's a little bit better from Samantha, I guess. We've got Kiss for the first time on the channel today.
Yeah. I'm excited.
You've been getting at me a little bit. You're like, when are we going to do Kiss? When are we gonna do Kiss?
I've been wanting to do this. I'm excited.
But you don't know much about Kiss, right?
No, I just know that they have like wild costumes and the face paint, and that Gene Simmons has like a really long tongue.
Yes. And I have a Gene Simmons tongue.
He does. It's very
Maybe
long. Show them.
No, no.
Show them.
Another time. Maybe I'll do it mid-video just when nobody's expecting it. So the thing you were saying, though, about the costumes, right? I didn't know. So, I've heard of Kiss, right? Obviously, who hasn't heard of Kiss?
Yeah.
Because that's part of it, right? The costumes is, their notoriety is
they stand out.
Yeah. So anyways, I remember them as a kid, right? I remember seeing them on posters or something like that. And I always thought to myself, like, they must be some weirdos. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what you think as a kid. You're like,
why are they dressed like
up like this,
Yeah.
And, the perception of heavy metal or harder rock sounds and all that,
Yeah.
you kind of, like you said, as a youngin', you get these perceptions that aren't always true. So anyways, I had no idea that it's based on comic book characters.
Yeah.
Which to me is now, it's like super cool.
You're like, now that makes sense.
That's awesome. Like, I love
Yeah.
that they did that they based their whole group around their own characters that were based on comic books.
Yeah, I don't know much about them, but I had heard that because I think once I made a comment about their costumes being weird and somebody saying to me that they're based on comic book characters, and I was like, oh.
Because now
true.
it makes sense, right? Like, now that I see the costumes and I see the characters, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. That is put together. But I thought it was just like they were supposed to be intimidating, maybe a goth vibe or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, so I'm glad that I've learned a little bit more about Kiss now.
Yes.
And they had 30 gold albums.
That's wild.
And I think 14 platinum albums. That's insane. People don't even make 30 records alone to go gold on 30.
Yeah, and I think we were talking about before this how they're one of the top selling bands of like all time.
Yeah,
which is
nuts. And Gene Simmons. So I actually saw an interview of his the other day. I just was on YouTube glancing at stuff, and he came up, and I was like, oh, we haven't done Kiss, so maybe I should just see what Gene Simmons is talking about here.
Yeah.
And apparently his mom was a Holocaust survivor, and they immigrated and came to, I assume, the U.S. And so that's where Gene Simmons kind of came from, and he was talking about he's I think a very faith-based guy, and they were just talking about how they've been doing their thing for so long, and I think they were really recently still touring, and maybe they still are. So anyways,
Crazy.
Kiss is legendary, as we're finding out.
Yeah.
But we're going to do Detroit Rock City today. Oh, and one more thing. We were going to do another song. Do you remember what the song name was? We were going to do I Was Made for Loving You, the Kiss song, because that seems like their most popular, really, really popular one. But then I started looking into it, and I saw that they had a disco sound at some point, and I think that is supposed to be a disco song that they did for, they wanted to make a hit record that was disco based or something like that.
Maybe not indicative of their customary original sound.
What Kiss is known for.
True.
So anyways, that's why we're doing Detroit Rock City. So if you guys have any other input on this and on that song, if you guys want us to do it, we will. But let us know about their customary sound, whether this would be it or something else, or like I said, the song that we just referenced. So anyways, are you ready to finally get into some Kiss?
I am. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Detroit, a Pontiac, Michigan youth was reported dead at the scene of a head-on collision on Grand Avenue this morning. The youth was reportedly driving on the wrong side of the boulevard when he struck a delivery truck and was catapulted through the windshield of his car. The driver of the truck is reported to be uninjured. The identities of both men are being withheld by local police. County legislators today are expected to rally to the aid of striking longshoremen in hopes of ending the 9-month deadlock.
Sound like somebody doing the dishes, listening to the news.
I'm listening. I would say listening to the news. Getting in the car, putting on the radio.
Interesting introduction. Fire.
It's just like so strange though, because I didn't really know what to expect with that intro, and then all of a sudden it just came out of nowhere, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe it was like they gave the introduction to the accident that happened, and then he's getting in the car and going driving,
Yeah,
and then
going
the
somewhere.
accident's going to happen at some point.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going to guess. I don't really know what that has to do with Detroit so much. I mean, because it's Detroit Rock City. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just like this is taking place in Detroit, and then the Rock City portion is the song.
Yeah.
It's like, because it's a really rocky song.
It is, yeah.
Right? Anyways, the song itself is sick. I love it.
Yeah. I really like the guitar in there.
It's really unique in the sound that it has. Like, because the electric guitar work is awesome. I really like, though, the way as well the guitar work seems to be playing off the drums really well, like getting into these pockets, and it sits in really, really nicely. But I find the guitar work itself is really, really creative. It's not like just a structured, straight rhythm. It's like the rhythm guitar itself is like, it's kind of like spaced out a bit, but it still fits in a nice groove, which is really cool.
I'm getting a little dance groove here.
Yeah, and I love the sound of it in particular, just the guitar sound as a whole. But I also really enjoy the contrast of the bass that we're hearing, because the bass sounds almost like funky.
Yeah.
Like
it does
when
have a little bit of that in there.
And the same thing is like playing in these pockets, really cool.
Yeah.
So I really like the way that they're kind of using all the spacing between the instrumentation and bringing it all together. And then, you know, you've got these inflections in his voice that sound great too. I'm not sure who's singing, but I really, really enjoy it overall. It's very cool.
Yeah, the only thing I would say is that I kind of wish it was a lyric video, just because I am having a little bit of trouble picking up some of the stuff that he's singing when his voice is a little bit like grittier in there at certain points. The chorus, I can like pick that up fine, but just when he was like in between there, I was kind of like, I can't really hear what he's saying. But the instrumentation, I think, is incredible.
The chorus is fire, though.
Yeah, I really like that part.
It's just brings in all this energy that they're bringing in with the instrumentation, and emphasizes it a little bit more, right?
Yeah, and the reason why I think I wish I could hear the verses a little bit more is just because it almost sounds like he's telling a little bit of story, kind of, or like going through like what's happening. So I'm trying to like follow along, and I'm like, wait a minute, I can't keep up.
Yeah, I thought about doing a lyric video, but I think like. You never know with the lyric videos what this quality of the sound's gonna be like.
Yeah, for sure. No, the quality of like the actual like production of this is really
awesome.
good.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get back to. We got 2 minutes left. Maybe we'll pick up some more of the story. But I'm loving the song overall. You're liking it too.
Yeah, it's great. not sound very pleasant.
No, I got bit by that mosquito that we were chasing down earlier.
Oh no.
Feel
not
it on
very
my
pleasant
ankle.
either.
If you guys see me like reaching down here, I got bit on my ankle. That's what I'm doing.
Attack of the mosquitoes.
So yeah, I mean, I was listening to the lyrics in the back half. Basically, he was talking about he was driving, listening to his favorite song on the radio. Right, he's going top speed, and that's I think leading into what happened there, where he said he saw the truck lights and got into an accident, and
Yeah.
then clearly that was the result, right?
And the accident that they were talking about in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've actually didn't think the clarity was bad at all. Like I think his lyrics stood out a bit. I mean, there was a little bit of an effect. It sounded like a reverb or an echo maybe on it that maybe made it a little more difficult to understand.
Yeah.
But when I started paying, honestly I wasn't paying attention to the lyrics too much in the beginning because I was just so engaged with the work that
All
they were
the
doing.
instrumentation and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so in the back half, did the guitar work that you heard, the guitar solo that we heard in there, did it remind you of any of the groups that we've done?
No, not specifically.
It reminded me of Iron Maiden.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that, which is interesting because this I think was from 1976, and I think Maiden really got popular in the 80s.
Yeah, so maybe a little bit of an influence.
Yeah,
there,
I
like
wonder.
them
I wonder if they
influencing.
were influenced at all.
Interesting.
But that's what it reminded me of. And
Yeah,
I
I thought it was great though, the guitar solo.
Yeah, oh, it was awesome.
And I was really listening, like when you had mentioned kind of like the funky vibe of the bass a little bit. Like I definitely heard that in the second half a
Yeah,
lot.
it was a sick song. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I really liked it too. And I also like kept getting distracted looking at Gene Simmons' little devil feet on here.
That's the thing. We didn't get to see their costumes because we were obviously doing this track. So
Yeah, so give us a suggestion for something we should do live so I can watch them in
you
action.
want to see? Well, you want to jump right into the live. Eh?
Yeah.
Maybe they do this one live. You can let us know because we don't like to do the live too quickly. before
No,
we get to know
no. We
them,
want to
right?
hear the studio first, but I do want to see like the costumes.
I
in
agree.
action.
Yeah, maybe they have a music video as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely open to a music video suggestion as well.
And now, I mean, even back then too, sometimes what they did is they overdubbed it, right? So they just took some of the concert video
Yeah,
shots
yeah,
and
true.
then dubbed the song over
Yeah,
and
from the
called it
studio
a
version.
music video.
Yeah, fair.
Right, so there might be that out there. Anyways, I really enjoyed it. You really enjoyed it as well, right?
Yeah,
So
it's
now you
cool.
guys got to get in those comments and let us know about Kiss and anything we should learn about them.
And we need to do another one because Phil didn't show us his Gene Simmons tongue.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Too bad.
So,
Maybe on the next one. Maybe that'll be a request as well. But yeah, let us know, guys, about the Kiss. And if you haven't subscribed, this is your first time on the channel, you know what to do now. You got to hit that subscribe button because we got lots of fire.
come join us.
Not just music, we got comedy and sports as well. For all you guys that have been supporting the channel thus far and stuck with us, we really, really do appreciate it. Hope you're liking the new mics, and hopefully the sound is coming through as clearly as we hope it is.
Yes.
And anyways, that's it from us today. We'll be back tomorrow.
See you guys in the next one.